traumatized Ryan Mark Parsons has spoken of his harrowing ordeal after having his drink spiked on a night out with friends before being held hostage in his attacker's car. The Apprentice star was left delirious after claiming a substance was dropped into his glass when he momentarily dashed to wash his hands when out with pals in Soho. Ryan Mark says he lost all control of his body from that moment and was locked inside the vehicle before eventually managing to force his way out. He woke up in the early hours freezing cold on a bench in London and described the incident as the worst experience of his life. The Celebs Go dating star has discussed his terror for the time in a bid to raise awareness and shake up the system, and says he has only just got his head around the spiking, which left him paralyzed with fear. Ryan Mark says many men do know enough about the dangers of the issue, where someone puts drugs into another person's drink or directly into their body without their knowledge or consent. He says he didn't report the attack to the police but was told by staff at the club, which he has decided not to name, that there is nothing they can do. Read more. Warning signs your drink has been spiked. Telltale giveaways to be on the lookout for. Now he says he is looking to spearhead a campaign to make drink covers mandatory in all bars and nightclubs in Britain because he doesn't want anyone else's life to be put in danger like his was days before Christmas. He says he suddenly felt dizzy after taking a sip from his glass, and the next thing he knew he was sitting on the toilet seat unaware of where he was. The 23-year-old, The Apprentice's youngest ever candidate, told the Mirror, "It was a traumatic experience that I have really only just begun to process. The nightclub was one I go to quite often and I would say, tipsy, certainly not drunk. I was having a good time with my friends enjoying my Saturday night. I remember ordering a vodka and tonic and all of a sudden, I got something sticky on my hands. I dashed to the toilet and was back almost instantaneously. My mistake, of course, was not handing my glass to one of my friends. It soon became very clear that my drink had been spiked. All I can say is that you just know. I became out of control and after 10 minutes I am sat on the loo for what must have been nearly half an hour. I was completely delirious. Everything is fragmented, but it was a blurry, pounding sensation. It's foggy from there. I have no idea how I got out of the club, but I remember tripping up. Then I was taken to a car in Soho. My mobile phone was put on charge and they wouldn't let me go. I remember becoming aggressive and I forced my way out, and thank God I did. When you are spiked, you lose your sense of fear. It's totally gone. I could have jumped into the Thames if it came into my mind. I have skydived and this was just as scary." He says it is time not only men wised up to the fact it is not just women who are targeted, but the government as well. He went on, "Whatever that person laced my drink with took control of my mind. It is completely terrifying and it is a problem that appears to be only getting worse and worse. Ministers are taking too long to categorize this as a special offense. What triggered me to speak up is that we only really hear about female spiking, and that's a dangerous thing. Knowing how terrible enforcement is over spiking, we need this matter to be taken seriously and we need more done to prevent it. I called the club, who pretty much told me they are powerless because people do it so discreetly. Things must change. Follow Mirror Celebs on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Threads.